And we begin with Kenya, where the government is facing a backlash from civil society groups and lawyers in the country over its reaction to the self-inauguration of veteran opposition leader Raila Odinga. One of its responses is the deportation on Tuesday of the outspoken self-declared general of the National Resistance Movement, NRM movement, a wing of the NASA coalition. Miguna Miguna is the leader of the wing. The Kenyan government says Miguna was deported for his decision to renounce his Kenyan citizenship years ago. The 55-year-old lawyer is a constant government critic on Kenyan TV, but since disputed presidential elections in 2017, is taking on a prominent role in the country's politics, publicly pushing the losing candidate Raila Odinga to declare himself president.
Les magistrats dans le pays ont par ailleurs fait relâcher sous caution.
Opposition leaders Tom Joseph Kwang and Joseph Alwada were released on bail. As for the case of Miguna Miguna, on 3 occasions, Milimani's High Court in Nairobi ordered his release on bail, but authorities refused to cooperate.
Les autorités ont refusé depuis de coopérer.
With us now over the phone is our correspondent in Kenya, Robert Kodingo. He joins us live from Nairobi. Good morning, Robert, and thank you very much for joining us on the program. Since Miguna's deportation late on Tuesday, Robert, there has been a strong reaction to this move, and Miguna says that he will return to Kenya. First of all, could you tell us the circumstances under which Miguna was deported from his country?
Well, good morning, Jerry and Hanan. It's a pleasure to have you this morning. First of all, reasons are not exactly clear under what circumstances someone sanctioned or ruled that Mr. Miguna, who is also a lawyer, be deported. Now, what led to this fiasco stemmed from Miguna being charged with administering an oath to the National Super Alliance and veteran opposition leader, Raila Odinga, on January 30th as the people's president. We have to understand that the events that led to Miguna's arrest was after he raised an alarm. The police raided his home on Friday 2nd. And under these circumstances and public pressure mounting for the authorities to disclose his whereabouts, on Monday 5th, a High Court judge, Justice Luka Kimaru, issued an order to Kenya's Inspector General of Police, Joseph Boynet, and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, the Kenyan DCI, to arraign Miguna in court at 2 p.m. Now, after the court ordered Miguna should be released, the Ministry of Interior, which is also concerned with Homeland Security, communicated that they have obeyed those orders and have assisted the lawyer to go back home, which is, in this case, Canada, where he also holds a citizenship status. During his arraignment, though, the judge in charge was to decide where the case should be heard and dismiss the case his lawyers argued had no basis at all. Now, details of his deportation by the government stated that he was not a Kenyan citizen because he renounced it years back after acquiring his Canadian status. And these allegations Miguna has so far denied.
Interesting, Robert. But if Miguna is a dual citizen, as many have said, it makes this a violation of Kenyan's constitution, doesn't it? I mean, the dual citizenship in Kenya, Miguna renouncing the citizenship according to the Article 16 of the Constitution, of the Kenyan Constitution.
Well, yes, indeed, Jerry. However, mystery and confusion continue to engulf Miguna's deportation to Canada. In the opinion space, lawyers and activists, including some from the opposition rather, have argued that this affair is the state flexing its muscles in dealing with defense. Now, Kenya ushered in an all-new constitution in 2010, if you want to understand this. And under Article 16, it clearly states that, quote unquote, a citizen by birth does not lose citizenship by acquiring the citizenship of another country. In his first official statement that was even published by local media in the country, Miguna wrote that he has never ever renounced his Kenyan citizenship and will never do it. He also added that he has never even contemplated it. Now, on the other hand, the government has so far explained its stance and laid out how Miguna lost his citizenship, stating that Miguna, in quotes, automatically lost his Kenyan citizenship when he acquired the Canadian citizenship. Since under the repealed Kenyan constitution, Kenyan citizens were allowed only one nationality. According to the government, led by the candidates of the Jubilee Party, after the new constitution came into force in 2010, Kenyans who had lost their citizenship as a result of acquiring other nationalities were required to officially apply afresh to regain their citizenship. Now, a task they said Miguna failed to do. An argument has also emanated from this is how did the country's electoral body, IBC, allow Mr. Miguna Miguna to vie for the gubernatorial seat, as one of the requirements to qualify is for one to be a Kenyan citizen. He was vying to be Nairobi governor then.
Wow. Robert, we have heard that lawyers in the country, some lawyers have said that Miguna is free to enter the country. But Robert, I want us to talk about NASA's next move now that their president, their so-called, people's president, Raila Odinga, has been sworn in. What is NASA's next move now?
Well, Jerry, a lot is going on in the Kenyan political space right now. There's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of tension. But there is an ongoing probe with regard to former Prime Minister Mr. Raila Odinga being sworn in. NASA's move, as was put by Mr. Odinga during a TV interview with one of the international media houses, was calling for a third poll based on the allegations that the incumbent president, Mr. Uhuru Kenyatta, does not have legitimacy because in the October 26 elections, they say only less than 20% of the registered voters stand up. The NASA team have also said they're going to create a people's convention to deliberate on issues from the country's county assemblies. The latest into the opposition being probed for committing treason over Mr. Odinga swearing in as the people's president is the High Court yesterday barred police from arresting some 10 opposition-affiliated politicians and officials. Additionally, or rather furthermore, the National Police Service Commission, which is also concerned with maintaining law and order in the country, has, however, indicated that the NASA leaders are not persons of interest in the ongoing investigation or this probe. Jerry.